Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of the Miami Dolphins recap. This is Michael Flecha, and I am live from East Providence, Rhode Island, and it's an honor and a privilege to have you guys here live right now as we are going to be talking about the Miami Dolphins going up against the San Francisco 49ers earlier this afternoon from Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. And for all you Miami Dolphin fans, today was a really good day. I don't think we can even expected what we witnessed here today as the Miami Dolphins crushes the San Francisco 49ers. Final score of the game, 43-17. The Dolphins win it. Now, I know a lot of people's thinking, wait a minute, 43-17? Are you sure that wasn't the other way around, where the Niners destroyed the Dolphins? Because going into the week, I think a lot of people was admitting Miami definitely had a good effort last week against the Seattle Seahawks, but lost that game. And a lot of people were still kind of feeling about the 49ers. Yes, there was a lot of injuries. Jimmy Garoppolo was hurt. Deebo Samuel was hurt. Raheem Mostert was hurt. But they were still winning games. They were still playing up to the level that they were as the NFC champions a year ago. So a lot of people were wondering, man, going out west to Santa Clara, the Niners are getting all their weapons back. Deebo Samuel was was going to be in the game this time around. Jimmy Garoppolo was coming back. So you're kind of thinking, oh man, this is not good for the Dolphins. There's no way they're going to come out of Santa Clara with a victory here, right? Well, it started out pretty well for Miami because of the fact that they had to go on defense first, and they forced San Fran to go 3-and-out. So right off the bat, the defense came out, played really well at the jump, and gave Miami an opportunity to start with the ball. So they get the ball at the 21-yard line, and they basically manufacture a tremendous drive for the Dolphins that was 7 plays, almost 70 yards in 2 minutes and 52 seconds that ended with Ryan Fitzpatrick throwing it to Alan Shaheen, the tight end, for a 3-yard touchdown. Miami's already up 7-0. So right out of the gates, Dolphins take advantage. Great passing by Ryan Fitzpatrick, making some key plays. Basically, the entire drive was basically dominated by the passing game. There was one little run by Myles Gaskin, got about 5 yards, but more importantly, they set the tempo of the game, and they set themselves up for what was undoubtedly going to be a great afternoon. Then San Fran really couldn't do anything, had a 7-play drive, kind of stalled it out. So that gave Miami an opportunity to play, and they came right back with another 7-play drive, 48 yards, this time taking 3 minutes and 19 seconds out of it. And once again, it was Myles Gaskins this time around, the running back, punching it into the end zone, a methodical drive by the Dolphins. Miami up 14-0. The Dolphins are now in the driver's seat, and of course, you gotta be a little trepidatious because of the fact that it is the 49ers, it is Santa Clara. Jumping out early, great start, but you never know. What do you do when you get punched in the mouth? How do you react? How do you feel after falling behind that quickly? Well, I gotta say it. It turned into a great situation because then once we get into the second quarter, unfortunately, Miami did let off the gas for a moment. They made a big mistake. Basically, it was Kyle Juszczyk getting a 7-yard touchdown that cut the lead in half, 14-7. So you're thinking, all right, well, we knew this was going to happen. Are we going to get a dogfight? How does Miami respond? What do they do in this? A long, methodical drive, another long drive, a 9-play drive that tabulated almost 75 yards. And it basically made it all the way to the end zone, as it was Ryan Fitzpatrick finding Devontae Parker 22 yards to the house. Touchdown Dolphins, 21-7 Miami. At that point, you're thinking, if you're a Dolphin fan, you're like, I cannot believe this is happening. We are in the driver's seat. This is reminiscent of the Jacksonville game on Thursday Night Football. We're not letting off the gas. We're absolutely dominating right now. Now we need the defense to step up. We need to make some big plays here. Try to cut this team off at the bay. Try to cut them off at bay. Well, in this situation, the next thing that we had was, again, Miami was able to force them to punt out. Then Miami did them another drive, a 6-play drive, 71 yards. However, at the end, it was Jason Sanders kicking a field goal. It was from about 26 yards, so that gave Miami 24-7 lead. Again, Niners really couldn't do anything in the situation, and as a matter of fact, Jimmy Garoppolo throws an INT, throws it to Bobby McCain. So Bobby McCain gets a pick, and that set Miami up again, gets them all the way down the field. 4-play drive, and it ended with a 50-yard field goal from Jason Sanders, 27-7 Miami. Then, right before halftime, San Francisco, Jimmy Garoppolo tries to go back to pass again, intercepted by X. Xavier Howard picks it off. That's the second INT of the half for the Miami Dolphins, the second INT for Jimmy Garoppolo, and at that point, it led to yet another field goal for Jason Sanders. He gets a 29-yard field goal. Going into halftime, the Dolphins take a 30-7 lead. Emphatic first half, one of the best first halves Miami has had all year long. I mean, this was the perfect game up to this point. Offensively, they had 3 touchdowns. The kicking game was coming alive. Defensively, they were getting sacks, 2 big INTs, and Xavier Howard, the one person that we were hoping to get some INTs to really help the defense, he's already got his second or third of the year already. So he's already starting to look like the Pro Bowl superstar that we've been hoping and praying for, and Miami did not let off the gas. Second half started. Basically, Miami really didn't do anything there. And then, like we said, there was a quarterback change, as it was Casey Bedford. He takes over for the 49ers. He then finds Kyle Bourne for a touchdown of 18 yards out. So touchdown 49ers. That cutted the lead to 30-14. But Miami came right back. They made another 6-yard drive. It ended with Ryan Fitzpatrick finding Preston Williams from 32 yards to the house. Touchdown Dolphins, 37-14 ahead on the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers comes back down the field, gets a field goal by Robbie Gould. This was from about 37 yards, which made it 37-17. Then Miami basically marches the ball downfield, gets it in the field goal range. Jason Sanders again from 31 yards. This made it 40-17. And then the final scoring at the end, as the Dolphins gets one more field goal, as it ended up being Jason Sanders 49 yards. That gives us the 43-19 final score for the Miami Dolphins. And I mean, oh my goodness, what is there to say? Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, this man has gotten a lot of heat lately and a lot of criticism about the way he's been playing. And, a lot of people's been asking, when is Tua Tagovailoa going to come in as a Miami Dolphin, as the starter for the Dolphins? Well, if Fitzpatrick plays like the way he played today, Tua is not going to see the field anytime soon. 22 of 38, 22 of 28, 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 INTs. He was only sacked twice in the entire game. Plus, on top of that, he had 3 carries for 16 yards as well. This was unbelievable how this game came about. This was incredible. This was a dominating performance as you could ever have done. For the Miami Dolphins, this was without a doubt the best performance by Ryan Fitzpatrick. But then again, Fitzpatrick has been known for these type of moments. When adversity hits, when you think he's down, he comes right back and hits you with another devastating performance, and makes you think, and makes you say, I'm not giving this spot up. I'm not giving up my opportunity to be the starting quarterback for the Dolphins. Not yet. Tua will get his moment. Tua will get his opportunity, but not yet. Great performance by him. Myles Gaskin, 16 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown. Matt Breida, 9 carries for 28 yards, going up against his former mates in the 49ers. And as far as the receiving core goes, I mean, my goodness, take a pick on this one. Preston Williams, 4 catches, 106 yards, and a touchdown. Mike Gesicki, the tight end, 5 catches for 91 yards. Devontae Parker, 2 catches, 50 yards, and a touchdown in the game. Myles Gaskin also got into the party a little bit with the 5 catches for 34 yards. And as far as the defense goes, I mean, let's go. Jerome Baker, 6 tackles in the game and getting a sack. Van Kinkel getting a sack, and he caused a forced fumble in the game. He got one of the forced fumbles. Nick Needham had a great game with an assist and 2 tackles. And, the other forced fumble that was from Amagani, so he definitely represented in this game. I mean, when you get so many sacks, Zach Zeller got one, Eric Roberts got one, Van Kinkel got one, and Jerome Baker got one in the game. I mean, they absolutely stymied the 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo, 7 of 17, 77 yards, 2 INTs, 3 sacks. He hit the deck 3 times. Then you had C.J. Beathard. He came in. He did got 94 yards passing. He did get the touchdown. He was sacked twice in the game. Raheem Mostert, 11 carries for 90 yards. Even the 49ers basically was practically held in check for practically the entire night. George Kittle, last week he had over 186 yards receiving in the game. He only had 44 on 4 catches. Miami's defense shut them down. There was no way they were going to do it. Ayuchek got 44 yards. Bourne got 30 yards and a touchdown. And this was an absolute wipeout. Miami looked flawless. This was without a doubt one of the best performances of the season. Miami now going to, I believe it's 2-3 now, and now they could get to 500 next week against the New York Jets. Now, a lot of people are wondering what the heck happened. Okay, New England was supposed to play the Broncos this week. But the Patriots, one of the Patriot players tested positive for COVID-19 again. So unfortunately, the Patriots and the Broncos got bumped. So they're not playing this week. They're playing next Sunday. Miami was supposed to play Denver. Now we're playing them a little bit later in the year. So what happens is Miami will now have to play the Jets in Miami next week, and it's a 4 o'clock kickoff. Then the week after is our bye week. Our bye week was supposed to be week 11. They bumped us up a month. So now we're getting the bye week in week 7. So we got that. Then later, the Chargers, I think it's week 10. We play the Denver Broncos in Denver week 11. So our schedule just went right out the door. So we got to focus one game at a time. But if you really think about it, and now I'm going to say it, and I'll say it anyway, the way the New York Jets has been playing, it practically is like a bye week for the Dolphins next week. We get 2 bye weeks. We get a legit bye week the week after, but we also got a bye week against the Jets next week. Does anybody honestly think that the Dolphins are going to lose to the Jets? Well, knock on wood. Knock on wood on that. Let's hope that does not happen. Let's hope I do not have to eat that crow there. So this is going to be an interesting game. Jets next week, bye week after that, and we're going to be doing this hopefully each and every week from here on in, guys. This is the Miami Dolphin Report. This is Michael Flecha. Thank you so much, as always, guys. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you very soon. Good night, folks. Bye-bye.